It's actually 5 o'clock here, and this is like the first time I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
Finally, it's 5 o'clock
Not
somewhere.
like anybody waits until 5 o'clock anymore to start drinking.
There's no rules.
There's no rules.
Well, like I noticed today, just a ton of people were not working.
Yeah, I think, well, random snowstorm.
It was random, very random.
Threw people for a curveball. But it's also Monday,
Yeah.
and we live in Ohio.
We've sort of talked about it before, but I feel like Mondays and Fridays are just
I
whatever.
just don't think people, yeah.
Whatever
Or very
now.
much, I'm sure, a remote work day,
Yeah.
or just if you don't have that much to do, you just don't.
Although downtown has been bustling, there's been the sound of music at the
Oh,
Ohio
yeah.
Theater.
I kind of wanted to go see it.
It's just
but we
funny
did
because
not.
most of the time, you know, restaurants will get busy on Fridays or Saturdays.
Yeah.
But for there to be like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, it's Tuesday and there's a line at TikTok.
Everywhere is packed.
Yeah, so that
It's
even
crazy.
At the dive bars are busy.
Which is so good. I mean, that's what you want for a city. You want things that draws people downtown. They engage with the restaurants and the other
Right.
businesses. They go to their show. And ideally then, they liked their experience when they were down here. So they come back when there's not a show. So you hope.
Yeah, I try to like, with intention, when my clients complain about parking or something, I'm
Yeah.
like, that's so good.
Yeah.
It means that things are happening.
Yeah.
That there's actually engagement with the city.
Right.
Because a lot of downtowns, I know, last time I was in St. Louis, it was like
I remember
The
you
Walking
saying that.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Now,
so
that
creepy.
was a while ago
It was,
at this point. But
yeah.
still, yeah. But still, you think of St. Louis and you're like, okay, major city, big attractions, pretty obvious spot for people to
Right.
visit. And when you go and it's completely dead, you're like, wait, what? Why?
When
Why is it still then such a huge name on
I
the
think,
map?
You know, the reverberation through history of when it was, you know, a
For
music
sure, but
and
it's like,
food
fine,
capital.
capitalize on it.
Yeah.
But easier said than done.
Yeah. And these
Very
things are
aware.
cyclical, like Detroit's
Yes.
coming back
Yes.
and, you know.
Yes.
What I've not heard, though, is the same sort of thing in St. Louis, but also I see the gnat.
Fucking gnat
I
is
see a
gonna
gnat.
kill me.
Well, we
kill
sort of
it.
had spring for like a couple of hours.
Oh yeah, everything came out, I think. Anyway, what were you saying? Sorry, gnat distraction.
Yeah. Enough of that.
Enough of gnat.
What I just realized is we made it to episode 30,
Yes.
but we said 28 is when
It becomes a habit.
so we just
Yeah, I don't think it counts if you have a 10-month break. Well, no, it wasn't quite 10 months. It was like 8 months.
it was a gap.
I think it was 9 months.
Yeah, enough time to have a baby.
Yeah, that was the joke. Yeah. So, but still, you know what? Whatever. We're just gonna say we did it. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
28's
back
the
on it.
habit, and made it to 30.
Yeah, that's good.
I think we both enjoyed our 30s as an age.
100%.
I guess you're 40 now, so
I
you're
can
out
look
of it.
back.
But you can look
I
back.
can wistfully look
so
back.
maybe, yeah, I think our 30s in episodes
are going to be the
really good.
best.
Yeah, maybe
so
the
these
best.
next 10
Yeah.
are going to be absolute bangers.
Until we get to the other ones, and then it'll be a prediction for just how we're going to age. Are the 40s going to be good? Are the
Are we
50s
gonna
going to
age
be good? Are we going to
gracefully
age
or-
gracefully?
yeah.
Are we going to live to be 300?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I,
The episodes probably will.
I was doing a little research for a presentation I have to do, and I've always like said some facts, but never had the actual data. It's just some stuff that I had heard before.
About like the history of tattooing.
Totally. Well,
and-
specifically, the oldest known
Okay. Yeah.
human with a tattoo is Otzi,
Uh-huh.
and they are 5,300 years old.
Okay.
So roughly from like 3,000 BCE.
Where and what is the tattoo?
It is 61 tattoos. I can tell you everything. I know exactly.
Interesting.
So it's
okay.
61 tattoos all over the body, and so Otzi is from the Saddle Alps, which is between Austria and Italy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so in 1991, they found Otzi frozen.
Yeah, I do. I remember learning about Otzi. Yeah.
But yeah, 61 individual tattoos all over the body, specifically in a lot of joints. When they did analysis of the mummified remains, there was a ton of like spinal and joint like fusion and swelling and like weirdness in the bones, like
Okay.
extreme arthritis.
Oh.
And what it looks like is that they were utilizing the tattoos as therapy. It's almost
Oh.
exactly where you would do acupuncture.
Oh.
Right?
Fascinating.
So there's little cuts and then charcoal soot pushed into it, and that's what it's all these designs, but basically lines and marks around joints.
Why do you think they filled it in with charcoal? The ink.
I don't know. It could have. I mean, obviously it's so old. who fucking knows? But
yeah, you could.
what I would say is
hypothesize all
that
day
those were
long.
like either you marked areas for acupuncture and you may
Yeah.
have like been redoing tattoos, or if there were pain in those areas, it's almost like you're marking the body
Yeah.
with pressure points
Yeah.
to touch or hit or something. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, we've always said it is a form of therapy.
I know,
In,
and-
in many ways, physical, emotional,
Don't worry.
spiritual.
Put that in the script.
Yeah. We'll explain the conference.
Yes.
Well, I guess kind of double whammy.
Double whammy, and yeah, this might be a thing that we just start doing.
Yeah.
But both the state
And the city.
and the city and the county, or what, just
Actually,
county and city is
maybe-
what we're dealing with right now.
No, state.
Health departments.
You know, it's actually all state because it's like the Ohio Public Health Department reached out, as did our city health department, but on behalf of a statewide inspectors conference.
Which is supposed to represent all 88 counties.
All
they
88
said.
counties, yeah. Anyway,
Whatever. A lot of these
they don't know what the fuck's going on in the tattoo
So,
industry.
these health inspectors, there's a new system. Really, they're all very familiar with food safety.
Yes.
But what they're
Water
not
safety.
but what they're not familiar with is body modification at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't know the lingo. They don't know what tools to look
Mm-hmm.
for. You know, and so I'm going to come in as a professional in the field and sort of work with them to be like, this is what you need to be looking for. Here's safe practices. Here's how the tattoo actually works.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you know, because right now it's like, imagine if you walked into a commercial kitchen, but you didn't know what a frying pan was,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
You're like,
That's
so
a perfect analogy.
you're like, so what do you do with this?
Yeah.
You know, obviously all of us know what a fucking frying pan is, but if you've never seen a tattoo machine or needle or rinse bottles, you know, like Maticide, Coflex tape, barrier film, like if you've never seen any of these things at all, you don't know how they're used in the procedure or why they need to be used.
Yeah.
So then even like tattooers can walk all over them. This is what I was sort of
Well,
thinking about today.
Yeah.
Which is where it's like, okay, well, they go in and they start asking questions and they don't know the lingo, and so they sound ignorant.
You almost get bullied.
Then you get bullied.
Yeah. And
So
now
the-
you're uncomfortable. And it's just, yeah, I mean, when the state reached out, I mean, the first thing she said was, you know, we're trying to like revamp the code for licensure, facility licensure, and maybe potentially individual
Right.
artist licensure. And she's like, but we don't know what's going on. And I was so grateful that they were actually willing to talk to, or they
Well, it's
they
good.
want to know. It's a good sign, because before it was just like, well, we're just going to charge you and write code based on what we think it all is. I think it's just gotten too big.
Yeah.
And I think there's been enough instances now where, you know, maybe there have been some reports of just terrible inspections. We've had terrible inspections. Not terrible, it's just they don't know what they're doing.
Well, that's the big thing
It's
is
insulting.
The inspectors will come in, they're confused.
Yeah.
They don't even know if they're at the right place.
Yeah.
And then they don't know what they're looking for.
Right. Everyone's uncomfortable in
Everyone's
that situation. So
uncomfortable, yeah.
I'm sure it's coming from both sides,
Well, I
maybe
think-
even more so from the side of the inspectors.
You know, I think if the inspectors know very simple things like call it a machine, not a gun.
Right.
Or something, just so then they sound, it'll make the tattooer feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and sort of like their approach to it, you know,
Right.
not show me this, but can you explain
Right.
this to me or so,
Right.
you know, and like if you just pivot the teeniest bit.
It's the first time in a long time. I feel like so often we say, you know, nobody knows what they're doing with their job.
Yeah.
And that sort of just ends there. It's like, well, you know, you think people are professionals in their field, but nobody really knows what they're
Right,
doing.
right.
And I'm like, well, maybe for once people are actually trying to know what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Well, I thi-
just a really good feeling.
This was even sort of during COVID, something that sparked because we were shut down and there was no representation. When we did reopen, last minute they were just like, tattooers can open Friday. But there was also like no additional information for body modification.
Right.
You know, they
Right.
had no guidelines, no
Right.
information that they gave to us. So it all felt like completely fake and farce and like we didn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
And the only time since then they've tried to introduce new regulation was just an additional fee
Right.
without any additional requirements or like safety protocols in
Yep.
place. So to work with them, to have a tattooer working with the health department makes me feel better, and
Yeah.
like we will have representation, because we cannot have taxation without representation.
God damn it.
That's right.
Understood. Yeah, I think it's going to be 2 separate sort of discussions, presentations, just about tattooing in general with these different groups. And I think it's going to be really fascinating. I'm really looking forward to
I
it.
think so too, yeah. I want to lean on you for the waiver system.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so, I already have that like in the outline sort of,
Yeah.
how we'll like approach it, but we'll talk more about it. But I'm excited to do it.
I think it's going to be good.
Fun to start doing the research for it.
Yeah. Did you learn anything else? Any other fun facts? Or
Well,
are you going to like throw in some like fun little trivia questions, tidbits, little
Yeah.
quizzes, little shock value?
a little bit of all the
Okay,
above.
yeah.
I've not really gotten to that yet. The shock value will obviously be sort of
It's
in the
huge.
healing
Yeah.
process.
Yeah. Either healing and or just infected tattoos.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. And that's the big thing is like, okay, I'm going to educate them on how the tattoo process works, like how the physical machine works, what it does to the skin.
Yeah.
And then be like, so why is that important to you? Because, it moving at X amount of, the speed that it's moving at, there's spray coming off of it in these areas, that overspray can get on these objects.
Yeah.
That's why we should be covering these things.
Yeah.
That's why these things need to be required.
That's why there needs to be this amount of radius that has to be wipeable
like
surface.
why are these things important? So then they're equipped when a tattooer is like, oh, but I really want this chair here, or I want this thing here, or I like
Yeah,
to
I
use
love this fuzzy rug.
Yeah.
I really want
But
it. And they can say, well, no, because
of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it gives them tools to then come back to tattooers for safer. It'll make everybody safer.
Yeah.
And then they won't feel like tattoo shops, especially a traditional tattoo shop, is a very intimidating environment
Yeah, for anybody.
for anybody.
Yeah.
And immediately tattooers will be on the defensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah,
I think it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
me too.
Yeah. Is that what you spent most of your day doing?
Pretty much. Well, I got a last minute cancellation.
Yeah.
Hopefully my client's okay.
I think so.
Just having a bit of a health emergency. So.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to start this process.
Yeah, this is perfect.
So this got me a big leg up as far as like at least building the outline, and I pretty much got the introduction done.
Cool.
Now I'm just sort of like going through the supply list.
Yeah.
What everything does.
Yeah. That's great.
I don't want it to be too dry,
No.
but I don't want to be too funny.
No. We're serious.
It's not a best man speech.
Right. Please, no.
We
Nobody needs to do a best
see, I
man
think
speech.
you and I have been to
Stopped counting.
50 weddings.
Truly stopped counting weddings.
60 weddings.
There's like a few already on the calendar for this year.
Mm-hmm.
All people we love. It's going to be great. And don't get me wrong, love a wedding.
Oh, yeah.
I always have a good time at a wedding, but just when they follow the same formula to where you know exactly what's coming next, you're almost just waiting for it, and then it's the same scripted bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it takes a lot, I guess, to excite me or shock me at a wedding anymore.
Yeah.
But when it does, hell yeah, go for it.
It's easy to be desensitized, I think we probably attend more of these things than most people.
Maybe, I don't know. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people that go to a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, well, and what bothers me, I guess it just makes it easy on everybody. These event planners come in and they basically tell you how you need to run the night. And I understand structure and why it makes sense, and that if you do, I guess, I just feel like no one's creative anymore with events like this. You think because for however long people have been doing, the first dance and the speeches and the cutting of the cake and the whatever, that you just have to follow that. It's like, you don't.
Yeah.
It's just a party. Do whatever the fuck you want.
I agree.
Have fun. But I understand that takes a little more work, and sometimes it's already a big event. It's costing a shit ton of money. You kind of just want to check the boxes.
Yeah. I know you and I think we've pinpointed the biggest problem.
The lulls.
The lull.
You can't have a lull.
You can't have the lull. And I even tell so many, a lot of these weddings we're going to, we know the people, and I try to warn them. I try in advance. I'm always like, listen to me.
Don't have a lull.
I've been a groomsman 10 times.
Yeah.
I'm an expert on this shit. The thing that ruins the party more than anything else. If you want people yawning, if you want people getting too drunk too fast, why? The lulls.
Well, that's the thing too. Everyone's like, well, the bar is going to be open, so it'll be fine. It's like, no. Because then you just have people drinking and standing
They
around.
haven't had food yet.
Now they haven't or they've
Even
had
the
like
hors
a
d'oeuvres.
tiny little shrimp or something.
But what always had, the hors d'oeuvres are never enough.
Never.
Or if-
or you're like, okay, well now it's time to drink and like small talk with people, and then someone's interrupting you with a freaking hors d'oeuvre, and it's like, well, juggling it. I don't have a table to go to set this stuff down, but it's like I understand there needs to be like a transition period, but oh my God, these like hour-long cocktail hours.
Yeah, I think you should do the bulk of your photos before guests arrive.
Yeah, you can.
You know, if you can. A lot of even the bride and groom.
Well, just the ridiculous amount of photos you have to do now.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's not even really worth. This is not a fun conversation.
Okay.
It gets me worked up.
Obviously. Sorry, I definitely struck a nerve there.
No,
We don't have to get married.
I love it. Already did it a very unique way, so it's fine.
I think we'll do a 10-year thing.
That'd be fun.
I've always.
You know what it's gonna be? A party.
Oh yes. Well.
Not a wedding.
We don't have to do any formalities at all. I think a toast in the middle or something. You know that.
Good music, good food, lots of food, and things that just keep it engaging.
Yeah. I mean, we could have raffles or something.
Do weird shit like that.
Yeah, like have giveaways. Have a contest.
I do remember if we were to have our actual wedding, we were going to get a bunch of temporary tattoos made, which, okay, whatever, people put shit on the table all the time. But what's fun about that is towards the end of the night, people will just start putting them on.
Oh, they'll be all over faces.
And now they're all over
stuff.
faces, and everyone's doing it on each other,
yeah.
and at least it's something.
It's a good icebreaker for sure. Anything that like people can interact with or like make them engage in conversation.
Just made me think of like icebreaker questions. Have you been to anything, or can you think of like the best icebreaker?
I'm trying to remember, you know, in my youth I would have done like some summer campy stuff. And you typically had things like that.
Yeah.
I know we have a table topics.
Oh, I love table topics.
Like
yeah,
thing.
I think it's great.
It seems very corporate-y to have like the ice, you know, okay, it's a new, you're starting a new job.
Right.
You know, or we're having the company meeting.
Yeah.
Or we have to like.
I don't know. I believe in an icebreaker.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, you do them with the bakery, right? Don't you guys do like little?
Kind of, yeah. When we have our meetings, which are over Zoom, so you're already
Right.
not face to face, and it's funny because it takes almost over half the amount of time. Like the meetings between an hour and an hour and a half, and I swear we spent a good almost like 40 minutes doing like introductions, but it's typically like introduce yourself, and there's 30 people on the call, so it is big. But like your name, you know, which bakery you work for, Columbus or Cincinnati, how long you've worked there. And then there's always a question, whether it's something as simple as like, what's your favorite fruit, or what's your go-to emoji, or to not really much more complex than that, and I can't think of an example right now. But the fun thing is almost every single person doesn't answer with just a one-word answer.
Right.
Nobody says, oh, the one that just says blue. They say, blue, like my childhood room was blue, and it just reminds me of this. Like, so it does open up conversation. And were this just an event where you're trying to converse with people, it is a fun way to just get the conversation going. Now, what sucks is when somebody does just answer with one word, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I need to ask another question. But I went to an event last year, and the little icebreaker was, and this was just like a kind of networking, mingling, so you're just wandering around talking to people, and everybody had a name tag on, and you had to just write what your favorite, it was like a spring kickoff event or summer or something, and it was like, you know, write what your favorite summer activity is. And some people were like, you know, snorkeling. Other people were like sitting on my porch and watching the street go by. And it was enough that it just, you know, when someone says that about sitting on their porch, where do you live? Do you live on a busy street? You know, what are your neighbors like? How long have you lived there? Like, just immediately grows into something else. I don't know, I'm a sucker for an icebreaker.
Totally. I'm trying to think, what are common ones, like if you were on a desert island and you had one album that you had to listen to, or whatever, you know, like stuff like that.
Sometimes I hate like music and movie ones where it's like, what's your favorite this or that? Because I'm like, well, that's just, you can't answer that because there's too many genres and
Do you remember I told you I
themes.
did that project the one time for the family that did not listen to music?
Yes.
Which I find...
I don't remember why they did. Was it like a religious thing?
No, not at all. It was actually our friend's cousin.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Oh, it was them?
Yeah. Which is very fascinating. But yeah, I did this mural in a basement. for this family. They were a young family at the time. I mean, this is like 12, 13 years ago. And I was doing this mural project, and it's in the suburbs. And I was going to put on, I remember, I mean, it was when Lonely Boy came out, because the Black Keys, so maybe even longer ago.
Oh, Black Keys.
Black Keys,
Yeah.
Was that Camino? Was it just called El
I
Camino?
don't remember. Yeah, something like that.
It was whenever that record goes out, so someone's going to like age me and be like, yeah,
Yeah.
it was 20 years ago, Matt.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, I'm going to put on some music, like, anything you guys like, I don't want to like bother you guys. And they were like, oh, whatever, we don't listen to music. I was like, what?
To just
What
have
do
a
you mean?
statement like
Well,
that,
you just
like you don't listen to what kind, you
well,
have the
exactly.
kind of music
I'm
you
like,
don't listen
okay,
to.
well, you just put on the radio and you don't really care.
Right.
But it's like,
Right.
but no, silence. I don't, they had young children, so I'm assuming like little kid music would be on at times, but I don't recall any music at all. I just, the statement like,
Interesting.
oh, we don't listen to
We
music.
just don't listen to music.
But what I realized then, that was, you have these moments when you're like, wow, something that is so important to me.
Right.
I have to have music on
You have to have something on in the
at
background.
all times. And I'm always like trying to devour new music. And I'm still actively like, I'm getting into like D-Mob Happy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm still actively trying to find new music. I know that's a big thing that like most people, maybe because I'm only 40 now, but people in their 50s, that you
Kinda
discover
stop.
new music less.
Yeah,
and less,
yeah.
And you slow down, and there's less and
Yeah.
less. And you're like, I don't have the bandwidth anymore. And I'm like, I
Right.
refuse.
Well, as long as it's good.
Yeah, of course.
Gotta find good
And
music.
good is obviously, subjective.
Completely. Yeah.
But that's what I hate when people are like, well, no one's making good music, and they'll pick a genre. To people are like, they just don't make good rock music anymore.
Right,
Well,
right.
they definitely do.
They absolutely do.
But
Yeah.
it's not going to be on your radio,
Probably not.
which is unfortunate. So you have to like seek it out. But it's easier than ever to seek it out.
Easier than
Like,
ever.
Absolutely,
But also easier than ever to put out shitty music.
Yeah, there's more.
There's just more.
There's noise.
Yeah, there's
everywhere.
You have to kind of
Yeah.
find the path through the noise. But it helps when you have a nice, audiophile friend or somebody
Yeah.
who like their passion is seeking
Yeah.
out new music, and then
And I
they
do-
kind of throw things. My sister Celia is pretty good at that.
Yeah.
She's usually finding new music, or is just always willing to give something a try. I'm way less like that. I really either need to just randomly happen upon it and it hits me immediately, or someone has to be like,
Well, you also have big opinions.
I'm small, but I have big opinions.
Yeah, and you always hit stuff very abrasive first, and then you'll be like, well, maybe that's okay.
It
Or like
took me-
you'll hear something and you're just like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, no, you are. That's just like how you.
I was
operate.
trying to think
You
of the
have,
last
like,
thing
a
I
visceral
heard.
thing,
Right.
and
I was
then-
trying to think of the last thing I heard that I actually did not like. I feel like most things I've heard recently that are new to me, I've really enjoyed. Everything from pop music to rock to some really fun hip hop.
Yeah.
So I'm actually feeling very positive about new music right now.
Yeah, you got into Baby No Money.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I accidentally started following him on Instagram, and I felt weird about it. He's just a little too weird for me, but I like his music.
And Young Gravy.
Yeah, the Young
Someone
Gravy.
was just talking about Young Gravy came to the Bluestone. Yeah, and so
remember.
somebody went to it and was mentioning it just the other day.
I think I half jokingly said we should go.
I know.
But I think we were out of town.
Yeah,
and
it was
just
very
was a
tempted.
bad night. But no, I definitely, yeah, I'm emotionally driven or something,
Yeah.
or sensory emotionally driven when it comes to music,
Mm.
for sure. Yeah, and then I do the thing where I listen to it nonstop for
Oh, yeah, you do.
a month and a half, and then I completely fatigue myself.
Notable
it,
ones
and
would
then-
be The Offspring.
Against me.
Against Me Now.
I did a lot with Baby No Money.
Baby No Money. Yeah, you'll just like.
I
for-
mean, I've just annihilated Chapel Roan.
Yeah.
I just went to fucking town on that album.
I will say, I think that it's like a really great time for pop. Because when you do have Olivia Rodrigo and Chapel Roan Sabrina, like just even that's great. That's like a Britney X Tina kind of phase where it's just
Yeah.
like there's just banger after banger.
It is good, and there is a little depth to all of it.
Yeah, well,
Like, it's
they do
not-
sound different.
They sound different, and the writing is interesting enough.
Yeah.
With all of them, I wouldn't say every song of theirs is incredible, but they at least have like a few each that I'm like, this is actually a really cool song, let alone it's catchy and
Right.
it's really fun to sing to, and the vocals are
Well, it's
amazing,
like-
and the lyrics are fun.
When I was just talking about you drive me crazy.
Oh yeah, it just doesn't change the
It doesn't.
entire song.
The chord progression never changes. Like
Yeah.
the verse and the chorus are just the same chords.
Yeah, it
you
just
know?
gets louder and then it drops back down
Yeah,
and louder.
the only difference is it goes meh, 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 meh.
Marinara. Yep.
But then it's even like the chords under that.
Yeah. Well, easy enough. That reminds me, not that this song is anything like that, but I remember talking to my grandmother, and I think she had listened to some story, whether it was on the news or the radio or something, and they were interviewing, is it Don McLean, who wrote American Pie?
Yes, yeah.
And which I don't know what else he wrote.
No,
I don't know if
nobody
he's quite a
does.
one-hit wonder, but I think he might be. But he was being interviewed, and they were like, well, what, when you were writing that song, or when you think about it, like, what does that song really mean to you? And he just sat back in his chair and goes, it means I never had to work another day in my life.
Yeah.
Because he was like, that song bought me
Still-
my life.
still going.
I'm living off of it. It's there you go.
Still
That's what it
going.
means to me. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, very smart ass answer. But
Yeah.
you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
So not that that's really a simple song. It's actually, it is. It's very long,
It's very long. Yeah.
but it's a pretty poignant song. It's
the lyrics are great.
he
It's
tapped into the right thing,
you know,
but
it was all about the day the music died.
yeah,
You know, so very tragic, plain death.
Mm-hmm.
But that song is very simple, really.
yeah,
As far as structure wise, it just keeps going.
Just keeps- I
and
know.
keeps going and keeps going.
yeah. I don't really know why that didn't really pertain to what we were saying, but just made me think of that. It means I don't have to work another day in my life.
We played a fun show.
It was a really fun show.
I think one of the better sounding shows.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there is something magical about playing at 11 p.m. on a Saturday night.
Maybe. Like, we had some dancers. We had some people.
Oh, yeah, anymore. I feel like there was a period of time where we were like, oh, we'll just be the opener. We just want to like kind of get it over with and like get packed up and get home. And that is great. But it is so much better to play in front of a loose crowd.
A loose crowd, I think the only reason in a perfect world, we would play at like 9 and
The crowd would be
the
loose.
crowd would be loose. But people have lives. If it's not a Friday or Saturday, it's difficult. Also,
I mean, us included.
we get sleepy.
Yeah.
I think I forget where I was going exactly, but
Oh, you're probably going to say that the only thing you don't like about being the headliner is that we have to set up really quickly.
setting up quickly, if we had more of a back line, I had like another direction. I think though, I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I can't even
It was a
recall
really
now.
fun
I had, like, a
show.
whole thing I was
The
about
bands
to
were
say.
cool. We brought a band in from Indianapolis, which was
and we're gonna
nice.
trade. We'll play
And
indie.
we'll play Indy in May, which will be really fun. Because shit, I haven't been to Indianapolis in ages. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've said this now a few times, and I think it's been the past like 3 times we've played a show. I don't know if we're just now kind of really back in the swing of it, or if the music scene in general is kind of back in the swing, all post-COVID still. But everybody just seems genuinely happy to be playing, genuinely happy to be in the crowd. The venues seem super stoked to be hosting live music. Everyone's so kind and friendly and wanting to help.
I think
And
what I was about to say is, I would prefer to us to play first. You get the best sound check.
Yeah.
You have more time. We were just sort of having trouble getting bands to headline.
yeah,
And so we just started saying, we'll just fucking do it.
yeah,
And now we're doing it.
Yeah.
And we're sort of having our best shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm down. I'll keep doing it.
I'm just gonna say yes. I just want to play, and I really don't even care if people are there.
I know. I completely agree. I mean, it's the only way to practice a live show is to play
Yeah.
a live show. It's like the only way to really learn a language is to immerse yourself in the
Yeah.
language, and in the space, not in a classroom. And the practice space is a classroom, and the stage is the real life. And yeah, oh my God, I'll play whatever. I mean, we just got asked to play in a gazebo
Yeah, I'm
in the
in.
park this summer, and we're like, fuck it, we'll find a way to do it.
Yeah.
It probably won't be the normal show we do because that requires a dark setting and lights, and
Yeah, it's also setting
it
up.
just wouldn't really work.
Susan,
But
yeah.
I just think it's a fun way to challenge yourself when you have to figure out different situations and kind of different ways of maybe playing your same music, or I don't know. We'll see if that one pans out. But yeah, the show felt really, there's nothing better than getting off the stage and feeling like you gave it your all and it pretty much worked.
Yeah.
There's always going to be moments, like I can think of 6 different times throughout the set where I flubbed something, but like, fuck it, whatever. Everyone was still smiling in the crowd.
I played it perfect the entire time.
Well, I've met you. I've met you. I know.
Did not.
But when those things don't even matter.
Oh yeah.
Or they're not. You're not getting hung up on them. Of course they matter. But
I knew it's like halfway through. I was like, this sounds good.
Yeah.
I could like feel it. It's just like.
I think also like there was a period of time where sound people just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They weren't leveling. They weren't doing anything. And I was watching the sound guy the entire, because the sound booth is like directly, I'm staring at it when I'm on stage, and he was like looking up and looking down and looking up and looking down and looking over and like the entire time.
It's great.
Which was really awesome.
Yeah. People stopped caring. I mean, I was talking to someone at the venue who does not play music, and I was talking about, booking shows in other cities or something, and I was like, well, now all of the burden is on the band to find the other bands, to do the promotion, to do the artwork. Yeah. If you want posters up in the club, typically you have to send them out. If you want to like make an event online, you just are your promotion and your art team and everything.
I feel like even that's getting a little bit better.
And I really think that some of these things people might be caring a little bit more.
Yeah.
I also think that live music, live entertainment, I know we've harped on this before, but are about to be more valuable.
Absolutely.
And if you're in the sector already, you're going to ride the wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can put on an entertaining show, then you're going to be ahead of so many other people.
I know. I've got to learn how to do a back bend again.
A full back bend?
Just a full back bend.
Like
That's
while playing
up.
guitar?
I think so.
I mean, we do the back-to-back thing.
Yeah, but I gotta go all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also realized that we have like
maybe a handstand.
So much choreography.
Yeah.
Like
there could always be more.
There could be, but we don't even think about it. There's like.
Well, and that's what's fun. It's like very naturally occurred. Like there was something I used to do in a song, and I just kept doing it every time. And you just kind of started locking in with me. Yeah. And all of a sudden now we're doing it the entire song.
Yeah.
And then we've built upon that a tiny bit, like added some stops and done a few things that were more intentional. But and it's obvious when people are like trying to do a thing. And I think the biggest thing is you have to, one, look like you're not even noticing yourself doing it. Because the minute you're looking at everybody like, look at me doing this thing, everyone's like, well, now it looks cheesy. But if you were just doing it and like just fucking locked into what you're playing and doing, I don't know, then it has the little mystique to it. It's so fun. I love it.
It is very fun. More than anything,
so much.
It's very fun.
It's funny. It's the guitar and horseback riding, my two hobbies, both rather large hobbies.
Yeah.
I don't hate, but we'll say hate and love just to make things feel dramatic right now. Guitar. I hate the practicing. I hate the rehearsing. I fucking love being on stage and performing. The horseback riding, I love the training. I love the riding. I love the lessons. I fucking hate being in the show ring.
That's so funny.
I know. I just realized that, and I was like, I don't really know what that means, but probably it's performance versus competition.
Right. I kind of view every performance as a competition, though.
Yeah, you do. I don't. I mean, maybe with myself a little bit, but no, I don't give a fuck.
I'm like,
if a band's better than me, I'm like, oh my God, fuck yeah, you're amazing.
I get hyped.
And if they're worse than me, I'm like, okay, well, I guess happy I am who I am.
Yeah. No, I'm supportive of anyone willing to do live music.
Me too.
Even when they're shitty, I'm like.
Me too. You got up there.
You got up there. It's scary. Absolutely. It's a thing that I rarely get. My heart rate's always up.
Yeah.
But it's more about like the rushing to set up and like make sure all the gears. It's excitement. I don't have nerves at all.
Yeah.
I'm not nervous. I'm nervous that something's not going to work just because I've had gear break so many times in my life.
Let's not even start talking about the string debacle over the summer.
Which was so funny. But as far as like performing in front of people, could care less.
Yeah.
I think, but for a lot of people, I mean, you need to do it for 20 years before you're sort of comfortable with that.
Yep.
And if it was a bigger show, I'm sure I would get more nervous, you know.
I
Playing Spacebar for the 100th time, I'm like, oh, whatever.
yeah.
I got this
Oh
shit.
yeah.
I
Oh
still
yeah.
get excited, but I'm like,
Oh,
I got this.
given the opportunity to play something bigger, I'll be a nervous fucking wreck, for sure, for sure. People always ask me if I want to drink, you know,
Right.
because you know we're milling about before the show, before we play. You're just around everybody, and everyone always offers me a drink, and I never drink before I play because I started playing live so young.
Right.
I mean, I was 14, so my confidence in getting on stage is getting on stage completely sober.
Of course, yeah.
Like maybe a little coffee or something. And I've tried playing after having some drinks. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. But it's the complete opposite for so many people because
Yeah, I know.
most people started playing music, you know, either in like their later teens, early 20s, or, you know, when they were of age to be drinking.
Yeah.
And it loosens you, for
Right.
sure. And sometimes I think I should loosen up a tiny bit. But just a funny kind of opposite thing where I'm like, no, I'm way more comfortable getting on stage feeling completely sober.
Right.
And like I know exactly what I'm doing. Like if I even had like a drink, I'd feel off.
Yeah.
It would be awful.
I
It'd be
definitely,
awful.
you know, there's a line when
Yeah.
it starts to like, it's a curve, right?
Yeah.
It's like the 2 beers and a shot or whatever.
You're
I'm
good
like,
to go.
Oh, I'm like, that's fucking perfect. And anything more, it's like,
You start to go down.
it's a little sloppy. It's a little sloppy
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
But yep, I'm excited. More shows coming up.
For sure. Yeah, I want to push. I want
Push,
to do
push,
it all.
push. Maybe a tour in the summertime.
Hopefully, I'm not.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, try and make it happen.
I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we did any type of touring was 2019.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it'd be fun to bring it back.
Absolutely.
And just, yeah, tiny clubs.
It does
on
feel
our
like the
own.
right time though.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've talked about it the past few years and it was like, okay, well we could, but it just didn't quite feel right. And right now I feel like, okay, things might be in a good position to leave behind.
Well, yeah.
And go out for a couple weeks. And
We've had a lot of big expansions and projects going on.
yeah, and maybe things will be a little bit settled for, I mean, once again, knock
I
on
know,
wood.
I know, never.
Love to knock on wood. I spend most of my day doing it.
Well, I think, you know, I was having this thought earlier. I'll talk to people, you know, in my family or friends, and everyone's always like, well, all you do is work. You're working all the time. Or I assume, you know,
Yeah.
people will message me. They're like, well, we're doing this thing, but I know that you can't make it. You know,
Yeah.
just because I do work a lot, but I love work.
Yeah.
And actually, in my mind, it doesn't feel like work. It
Right.
feels like something that I like have to be doing at all times.
Yeah.
Um,
We've met you.
I
We've
know.
talked about this.
I know. But I think with the music stuff, it also doesn't feel like work.
Oh yeah.
At all.
Oh no, going on tour, yeah, it'd be a lot of work.
Right.
But it's so fun.
It's one of the most physically taxing,
Oh yeah.
you know, things
I mean,
to
you
do.
get in tour shape,
Yeah,
which is
just
such
moving
good
the,
shape.
Moving the gear, being physically uncomfortable. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait.
New cities, new venues, new people every single night.
Every day is
honestly one of the worst
every day's
things.
a puzzle.
Every day's a puzzle, and in my opinion, one of the worst things on tour is a day off.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if you're out for months at a time, you need it.
Right.
But if you're just doing like a 2 to 3 week run, you probably have 1 or 2 days off, but like
Play a show every night.
every night.
Yeah.
Every night. The days off, then you realize you're tired. Then
Right.
you realize you're far from home. Then you realize, the homesick. It's just,
Yeah.
no, just stay in it. Stay in it. Ooh, I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. It's going to be good.
I feel like I didn't even ask, how was your day?
It was a great day. It was a very quiet day because of the fucking snow, I think.
Yeah.
Just like not
It
a
was
ton of
quiet
people
everywhere.
were. It was quiet everywhere. But you know, those days I tend to be the most productive because no one's interrupting me. I did have one interruption today to try and get Metallica tickets,
Right, which was a
which I
little...
really actually thought maybe we would get them.
Well, you know, since we did the Metallica contest and we won,
Yep.
we're best friends with them now.
Now but not enough to get free tickets.
Yeah. They're playing the Sphere.
They're playing the Sphere on our anniversary.
it'll be our wedding
anniversary. So I was like, this is it. These are all the signs.
Yeah.
You know, part of the fan club, so got the pre-sale code. And I thought I did everything right. I mean, my computer was up. We were in the, you know, you have to get in the waiting room, and then you have to get in the lobby, and then you
you're
have
in
to
the
get in the
queue.
queue. And And it was like pre-sale starts, less than 1 minute. So I've been like counting down. It finally refreshes. 140,000 people are in
like,
line
how?
ahead of you.
How?
And I was like, surely, how?
How?
What? It didn't make any sense to me. And then it started going down by like 4,000 number chunks. And then all of a sudden, I probably waited like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then finally it was my turn. And I was like, okay. I was like, we knew what we were willing to spend.
Yeah.
Ready. Finally loads, sold out. It didn't even tell me like sold out. It was just like everything was grayed out, and it was just like, it looks like there aren't any tickets in your range. And so I'm like changing the range, changing the number. And so I was like, it's fucking sold out. That's what it is. It'll be really fucking annoying because when I was looking at just some like disclaimers while I was in the queue, and it was like tips to make it so that you don't look like a bot and get flagged as a bot. And I'm like, okay, so they're doing this bot flagging, but like, how many of those 140,000
Well,
people?
I do know tickets are already on the resale market.
Well, see, that's what drives me fucking crazy. I'm like, fuck you guys. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's really fucking annoying. And that's where technology and real life are just kind of at odds with one another, and we haven't quite figured it out.
People will figure out how to gamify something.
Of course.
And
some things should be.
Well, but what's amazing though is like scammers, spammers, people who want to take advantage of people or rip people off are the hardest working, most creative people. Like running,
I know. Please just channel it a different way.
No, it's so fascinating that the people who really like work the hardest.
I completely agree.
Like imagine, working at a call center is the most demeaning, like terrible thing. Calling and begging for money for something, it's like you feel so terrible all the time. Now imagine you're evil.
Right.
Now imagine you're just like running a scam for like old ladies.
Yeah.
You're just like stealing grandma's money.
Yep.
And you're just doing that nonstop. You're just calling over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Go work.
I know.
Go work at McDonald's.
I know.
Go work a job. You can work at an Amazon fulfillment center and probably make more money.
Yeah.
But then you also.
But then you're actually having to work a real job.
You have to work a real job. Yeah.
No, the whole scamming world is just, I don't understand it. Remember that show Explained?
Yeah, they should do one on.
They should do one on just the scamming world.
Yeah.
And to see how much it's evolved and grown in whatever amount of time. I would imagine, you've had scams forever, but now with the technology that we have and the way that we use it, how much has it really grown?
I do recall, I think it was like 2022 or 2023, there was some sort of congressional bill about spam calls.
Yeah.
And it's like the first bill since like 9/11 that was unanimously voted on.
Yeah,
by
because
like
everyone's like, fuck this,
both
this is so
sides of the
annoying.
House.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was like
yeah.
absolutely everybody was like, we should stop this.
Yes.
How do we stop this?
How do we stop this? Yeah.
And not much has been done. Now your phone will tell you sometimes that when it thinks it's spam.
It'll like silence it. I got one today, but it turned out it was actually like I had to set up a FedEx account for some stuff. And so it wasn't necessarily a spam call, but it was like my FedEx representative, I'm sure, calling me to just say like, hey, if you need anything, you can reach out to this number. I'm your representative. So I don't think it was a phone call like, hey, I have your package and I'm trying to get in. But it did silence it. And so I'm like, okay, well, you kind of did like, that was kind of like a half attempt at it. Like you kind of fucked it up because I actually maybe did need to answer that phone call. But I don't know. I don't get a lot of spam calls.
I do.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
Every day.
I don't know. My number is kind of safe
I
right
think
now.
we had to do so many. We were trying to get loans for the expansion project.
Yeah, that's probably
my
what
number got put in a bunch of places.
Your number's probably used for a lot more things than mine is. Yeah. Which I use my number more now than ever.
One you hear all the time, like
But-
Facebook or a utility company or a credit card company. All these companies get hacked constantly.
Oh, constantly.
And it's like your data was leaked on the dark web. Didn't we get like $25 from Facebook or something?
Verizon, or no, that was for. Oh yes, it was like
Right.
$39.
Yeah.
It was like if you had a Facebook, in
These
2010 to 2014 or something, like file a claim and you'll get a payout. And we did both get like I think it was like a $39
That's so
direct
funny.
deposit because I remember seeing it in the bank account and I was like, what is this?
this?
And a year ago we did the claim or something and I was like, Well, hot damn.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they actually followed through. It's kind of amazing. But, wait, I don't know. But yeah, otherwise, day was pretty good. Well, it started out, like we've now mentioned a few times.
Slushy.
Just snow.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up this morning and I just looked outside. You know, we're on the 4th floor, so I didn't immediately see the street. So I looked outside and I was like, oh, it's flurrying. And then I read for like 45 minutes. And then when I got up from reading, like you were starting to get up, and I like fully opened the blinds and looked out the window. They'd been cracked. And I was like, the street is white.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Nobody saw it coming. No one knew it was
Full
happening.
snow. I mean, 5 inches of
Yeah.
snow?
Well, they didn't touch the roads.
Or something?
Yeah, they were just like,
I think,
No
I mean,
one
I
was-
saw one thing that like the system just moved north.
Yeah.
Nobody was expecting it to. But yeah, nothing was treated. It was fine. But
well, now it's like almost all gone.
now
already.
it's almost all gone.
The
Couldn't
sun's
be
out.
more sunny.
Yeah.
It is going to be 70 degrees on Friday.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. I'm glad it started with the snow and is going to the sun rather
Not
than
the
sun
reverse.
to the snow.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so it's funny. I like walked into the basement covered in snow and it was gray and it was wet and it was really gross. And then I walked out of the basement and the heavens had opened and
Yeah.
the sun was shining and I had my sunglasses on.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so yeah, overall, well, I think I told you today, like I have this saying, it's typically when I'm like sick or hungover or just feeling really like not good
tethered.
that I'm untethered.
Yes.
And I was like, today I feel totally tethered, but kind of loopy. And I'm
Yeah.
not really sure, like things are just sort of happening.
Well, I think I'm still recovering probably from the show.
From the show. Oh yeah, well it's like,
We didn't get back till like 2 a.m.
oh my God, yeah, which never do I go to bed at
No.
2 a.m. anymore. And then had to get up and go to a baptism the next
My
morning.
niece got baptized, and so
Yeah.
we did brunch, and but that's like almost a 5-hour round trip.
I know.
So
I took a picture because my mom was asking me, like, she texted me in the morning, how was the show? And it was just funny because she texted me at probably like 8 a.m. We'd gone to sleep at probably 2:30. And so went to bed after having played the show. I was probably still in my show clothes until 1 or 2.
yeah, we rinsed off. But
Rinsed off. And then not even like 6 hours later, I'm in like a turtleneck and a sweater and
yeah.
jeans and like
I'm in
looking
a
very
button-up
pulled
and, yeah.
together. And I took a picture. I sent her a picture from the show of us just like rocking out. And I was like, not even 8 hours later, here we
Yeah.
are about to go to do brunch with the fam, which I love that. I love that there's this like
yeah.
almost completely two ends of the spectrum, but it's like, but this is us.
I remember
This is
just
the shit-
getting in
this is
sort
what
of
we do.
an argument one time. I was Cadaver Dog show. So when I tattoo, I always wear like a button up.
Yeah.
And I sort of have like a more cleaned up, polished look, almost in my everyday.
Yeah.
But when we play shows, I revert back to the rock,
Yeah.
no sleeves, leather jacket, black boots,
Hey, weren't we just talking about this?
Did we?
I think, I don't know if we talked about it on here, but we did. We talked about it.
But yeah, someone was like, well, which one's the real you?
Yeah.
You
We're
know, and I'm like,
both.
Why not both?
Why not
you
both?
And like I feel way more comfortable about that now, being like, yeah, people are not one dimensional. You're not
No.
one thing.
Absolutely
Like, why do you
not.
have to be? And it's just like, I do get exhausted from this idea that you have to like fit in a little box.
Oh my God. I mean, not that I'm condoning like cosplaying every situation, but it is fun to, one, put yourself into very different situations. If you feel like you can handle it, like go to the super buttoned up thing and then go to the super wild thing and go to the things in between. But I think it's so fun to be like, okay, what's the thing I'm going to? What do I want to wear? How do I want?
Right.
How do I need to act? How should I act? How do I want to act? Like, it's just fun to change it up a
Yeah.
little bit. We're still stick to your morals and your values. Still have
It's still
your
you,
personality.
yeah.
Still making sure it's you.
But if I'm going to the
it's
beach, I'm going
so
to put on a swimsuit,
well, exactly.
Like I think you go, dress for the occasion.
Just for the occasion, but allow yourself to, because I think a lot of people would say that they have their personality, they have the way they look, the way they act, and they would limit themselves to only situations
Right.
that cater to that. And that's why I say, fuck that. No.
I want to experience everything.
Experience everything.
Yeah.
It'll force you to learn. It'll force you to be very aware of where you are. And I'm once again not saying you need to conform to that, But I think so many people feel like, okay, well, this is who I am, so I only interact with these people
Right.
in these situations, and that's not me over there, so I'm just not even going to give it the time of day. I mean, you probably never thought that you would join the athletic club.
No.
Because for a long time, you were pink mohawk, rock and roll.
Mainly because I got thrown out of there.
Right. But now it's like, now look, you gave it a chance and it gave you a chance.
Right.
And everybody is happier for it.
Yes.
And I just think so many people don't allow themselves either that they think that they aren't worthy of something, or in both directions. I think a lot of people would be fucking terrified to go to like Space Bar on a Saturday night. It's like, no, everybody come in. This is great. I don't know. I just want everybody to be with everybody.
Yeah. I don't think that you have to be one thing or conform to one thing.
Yeah.
I think that people are more alike and accepting than everyone ever realizes. So the key is to like
actually like and accept.
Yeah. So the key is to sort of keep your mind open.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's funny because some of the most closed-minded people think they're the most open-minded.
And is that just arrogance?
I think it's probably ignorance more than anything, unintentional. It's that people are told, what happens is people are told that to be accepting, then you have to like, culturally we've created a system where we're subdividing people and we're othering people and we're separating people out.
Yeah.
And so if you are told that, or you feel like you're part of a community, especially one that's been historically marginalized, then you have this victim mentality and there's an oppressor. So you have been subjugated and you are a lower class and there's an oppressor who's keeping you down.
Yeah.
And what you've been taught is that anyone who's part of that oppressor class, you are not supposed to have a relationship with.
Yeah. Right.
But what happens is then you're not communicating, so you actually don't even know.
Right.
It's sort of like the allegory of the cave, which is like a Plato thing. It's like his most famous thing. But basically, like, what you think is the real world, your whole life you've been in this cave and you've been watching shadow puppets flicker on the wall. Mm-hmm. And it's not until you step out of the cave into light that you realize that what you were looking at was shadows and not real at all. Mm-hmm. But if you've never seen the light,
that's all you know.
It's all you know. All you know is the shadows.
Yeah.
And if you're part of a class of people who have been told that they're not supposed to interact with other people because those people are mean or bad or angry, so they're at a country club. Well, that's something that only people who are oppressors would ever do. Mm-hmm. Everyone freaked the fuck out when they found out Alice Cooper loves to play golf.
Oh, hilarious.
Because he was rock and roll and he was counterculture and he wore makeup and he has a big ass snake always wrapped around him and shit.
Yeah.
But Alice Cooper is one of the biggest golf fans in the entire fucking world, and it like hurt people. People were like hurt by it.
Yeah.
Because he's not supposed to interact with those people or enjoy the things that those people do.
Just the phrase "those people."
Well, exactly. So
Get rid of it.
And like, it's not even like a class thing, right? It can be race, it can be sex, it can be gender. But as soon as you stop having conversations, then you become one-dimensional. Then you are obtuse.
Yeah.
Then you're actually the most cut off person and the most alone person.
Yeah.
Because now you force yourself to only be one person
Completely
alone.
limiting everything.
You've limited everything.
Yeah. And there's so much.
The world is so vast and so many colors, and it's so great.
It's so cool. I had to do a little thing, like an employee spotlight thing for the bakery, and they asked the same questions of all the employees, and one of them is, what are your like travel goals and dreams? And which, I can come up with some obvious places right off the bat, but the first thing that actually came to mind was that given the opportunity to travel anywhere, I would argue, I would go. Given a safe opportunity to go, I would absolutely go anywhere. Because it's the ultimate education. It really is. As a human being living life on Earth.
I thought you were going to say space.
Oh, no.
I thought you were the long part. If I had to go, the first thing that came to mind was space.
No, but it was more so like there's not a specific place that
Right.
is a travel goal and dream. Just traveling
Yeah.
is the goal
Well,
and the dream.
every time I'm listening to Rick Steves,
Yeah.
I'm all, like wherever he's talking about, you know,
You're like, yes, yes, let's
Slovenia
go.
recently or something.
Yeah.
Like, and well, he's very good at
the storytelling and
so
eloquence
I'm
which
listening,
how,
I'm listening to Rick Steves, and I'm just like, fuck it, Azerbaijan or where I'm like, I'm going.
I know. Well, that's why I was thinking, like, some of these countries that, yes, are considered dangerous now. I mean, people talk about how stunning Afghanistan is.
Yeah, yeah.
The
well,
mountains are
yeah.
just like
Probably not gonna go there right
nowhere
now,
else. That's what I'm saying. Given the opportunity to safely
I would,
go somewhere,
I would love to.
I would love
well,
to.
and as when you know, talk about old, when you start getting to places like that are like sort of cradles of civilization, you know, obviously like the Islamic world had super advanced mathematics before the Western world,
Right.
And then there's all kinds of interesting reasons why that region dried up and
Yeah.
why they sort of lost all this knowledge. But then there's old shit there,
Yeah.
from previous civilizations that are
Right.
just wacky and like in a cool way,
Fascinating.
like,
a way that now we can
carved
learn
into
from it.
giant rocks and yeah.
I mean, there's things where it's just like, oh, maybe that's a different way to look at it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should actually do it this way.
Yeah,
or-
100% want to do, Northern Africa, Senegal, we'd love to do all of that, all of Asia.
Wanna do it all.
Yeah,
I want to do it all.
yeah. I want
Just
to see
gotta-
Göbekli Tepe and Turkey, which I don't even think you're allowed to, but
Maybe we'll find a way. I don't know. I don't know. But you're going to a movie, aren't you?
I am going to a movie.
What are you going to see?
Have fun. What is it? I forget.
Oh,
It's 3
something
words.
Don't Die.
Yeah, have fun, don't die.
It's
Shit.
4 words.
But it's Sam Rockwell, his new film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah. It's the
You never saw
Monday
12
movie night.
Monkeys, right? So I think this is a similar thing where there's a time travel aspect, but you don't know if the protagonist is really a time traveler.
oh
Like a thing where a guy appears to be crazy, but
yeah.
is he or
or is he?
not,
Okay,
you know?
well, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Very cool. No, I'm glad that you guys are doing that. That'll be nice.
yeah,
It's a good Monday night thing to do.
for sure. I don't have the energy to do anything physical.
Yeah.
I'm still like recouping, but I
Yeah.
think eating a dinner, sitting in a movie theater, I can probably manage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so. Well, you have to give us a recap.
will.
Going to Chicago this weekend.
Chicago this weekend, bachelor party, gonna see some friends.
I'm just going to hang out with my girlfriend.
Yeah, pretty much a
can't
whirlwind though. It's like we get in late Friday, have all day Saturday, leave on Sunday.
Leave on Sunday,
Yeah.
but that's okay. We'll do it.
Well, I think we're probably going to end up going to Chicago more.
Yeah.
Just once again, we're going to be in a position where things are going to be at a cruising velocity, and these things we want to do that have value in so many ways.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be able to hit other cities, tour a little more, play a little more music.
It
but
really
also-
helps to have a podcast where you can say these things out loud.
Then
so,
we have to keep it.
So you have to
yeah,
keep
yeah,
doing
yeah,
it.
yeah. It holds us accountable
Holds us
to it.
accountable. So hold us accountable. All
right.
We're doing it.
All right, that's how we're landing the plane.
I think that's how we're landing the plane.
All right, accountability buddies.
Accountability buddies. Shaking on it. All right. Toodaloo.